Attention all the fourth semester PTDC electrical student. I am taking today the fourth topic, that heating effect of electric current. Heating of effect of electric current, it is simply understand whenever we flow the current through a conductor, after some time it become heated. It means that the electrical energy is converted into heat energy. What is the reason behind it? It is that a conducting material in form of copper, aluminium, nichrome and other type of any conducting material, they possess a resistance. So heat produced in that particular resistance is given by R is equal to I square into R into T. This is the value of heat produced. This is due to work done by the drifting of electron in the conductor. It is a matter of common experience that a conductor, when carrying current, become hot after some time. As explained in the previous derivations of the formula V is equal to IR, I square R into R. These are the work done, that is the power W. So an electric current is just a direct flow of current in the conductor which drifts the electron through the substance of the conductor material, and the moving electron, as they pass through the molecules of atom of that particular material, then they collide with the other electrons, and the collision of these electrons result into production of heat. This is the main reason for the heating effect of electric current. Now here work done, the amount of work done required to maintain current I ampere through a resistance R ohm for T second is given by work done is equal to I square R into T joules, which can be written as VI into T, because I square R is a power, so it can be written as VI into T joules. Then VI can be written as W, so it can also be written as WT joules. Now WT joules, if we converted further by the equation that I is equal to V upon R, so W can be written as V square T upon R. So this is what the formulas are there for work done. Now whatever heat produced in the conductor material, it is given by H. H is equal to work done divided by mechanical equivalent of heat. So work done can be written as WD, W dot D dot, this is work done, divided by mechanical equivalent of heat, it is denoted by J. So WD upon J, the value of J is given 4186 joules per kilocalorie. So this can be round off to 4200 joules per kilocalorie approximately, round off. Okay. So if we put the value of H is equal to work done I square RT divided by the value of joules 4200, so whatever equations given above, they are holds good for the amount of heat produced in the conductor, and amount of heat produced in the conductor can be calculated by this formula. So when we go for relation between heat produced electrically and heat absorbed usefully, then it is a formula V into I into T upon J into efficiency neta is equal to ms theta 2 minus theta 1, where m is the mass of material, S is the specific heat, and theta 2 is the rise of temperature to the previous temperature. So final temperature is theta 2 and initial temperature of substance is theta 1. So efficiency can be written as ms theta 2 minus theta 1 divided by VIT into in the numerator multiplied by j. So this formulas I have given on this particular paper sheet, so you can read it properly. So this is only the content of the topic number 4, that is heating effect of electric current. Now with the use of this formula, we can find out the temperature rise or the heat produced in the conductor due to flow of current I, or we can also find out whenever we put a water heater to heat the water, then how much quantity of water heated up to how much temperature, for which how much heat is required, and for which how much electrical power is required. It is calculated by this particular formula. So these formulas I have given in this sheet. You observe this sheet that all the formulas I have given. So I just stay for some time here. Work done is equal to I square RT, which can be written as VIT, which can be written as W into T, which can be written as V square T upon R. Okay. Then heat produced by the current, it is given by work done divided by mechanical equivalent of heat, that is called joule. So this can be written as WD upon J, that is the joule constant. The value of joule is 4200 as I explained. So amount of heat can be calculated by putting all this formula divided by J. This is the work done actually. So the work done upon J. So these equations come like this only by putting the values of all these in this equation. So you get these other equations. So last equation is that the efficiency or the heat produced can be in a particular material. It can be given by VIT divided by J multiplied by neta, okay, is equal to ms, that is mass of the material or the substance or the liquid which is want to be heated by electric current, multiplied by the specific heat of that material, and then it is giving the value of theta 2 minus theta 1, that is the rise of temperature. So we calculate the amount of heat required for heating that mass of the water or any liquid by electric current. So all the heater and geyser, they are designed according to this particular formula, and kilowatt heating for different capacity of the heater, that is geyser we can say, it is obtained from this formula. So if we purchase the geyser for heating the water in the bathroom, so we consider that 1 liter geyser is required or 2 liter is required. So kilowatt rating of that geyser is decided by this formula, that how much water you have to heat up to how much temperature. Theta 1 is the temperature, it is the initial temperature of water, and theta 2 is the temperature which you required for your use. So m into s, mass of water, that suppose 1 liter is there, specific heat of water is 1, multiply by, if you required a comfortable temperature for bathing, suppose it is coming about to 30 degree or some 32 degree comfort temperature is there in winter season. So you set up, there is a setting knob is there in the heater. So you set a particular temperature on which you want to get the heated water for your bathing purpose. So this is the simple application of the electricity, use of electricity or the heating effect of electric current. From that you can solve the number of problems for heat requirement for different purpose. For heating of water in geyser, for heating of say preparation of your tea in a kettle, or a number of other substances, they are heated with the help of this electric current. So heat energy, it is obtained from the electric current. It is given by that work done divided by joules constant, it is mechanical equivalent of heat, which is its value is 4200 joules per kilocalorie. So these formulas are used, and normally in the examination they ask the definition, what is the meaning of this heating effect of electric current, and then they ask for the value of joule constant, and you want to write the number of equations which are given, I have shown on the sheets. So this is only the content of the topic number 4 in which I have completed this. So all the information I have given as per the syllabus given in the topic number 4. So that is a simple one. Only you have to define the definition part I have already given, in which the collision of electron it will cause the production of heat. Whenever you apply voltage across a conductor, current start flowing. Current start flowing means actually electron flow inside the conductor, and which is opposite to the conventional current in the conductor. So by reverse action takes place inside the molecules of the particular conducting material. The collision of electron takes place, and collision of electron takes place. This produces heat by electric current. So main reason or main particular cause by which heat produced in the substance, it is due to collision of electron takes place in the molecules due to flow of current in the substance. This is the reason which is given for production of heat. So naturally collision is also work done basically, because movement of electron is there from one side to another side, and they collide. Collide means they strike on each other. It is a collision. So due to collision, whatever heat produced, due to that, the conductor through which you are passing the current, it will start heating. And if the material is, say for example, on place of copper or aluminum, if we take a heating material like nichrome wire, so you will see that after some time the nichrome wire become red hot. And red hot it is because the collision of electron is maximum in that particular nichrome wire according to its property. So after a few minutes, rather than a few seconds after, if you supply given to a nichrome wire coil, then it become heated up and it is become red hot, and it start emitting heat. So this is depends upon material to material, that which type of material you are using, what is their specific resistance. So if specific resistance is high, those material will yield energy or heat energy fast, because I square R, quantity of I can be controlled by supply voltage, by regulate by with the help of the current regulator. We can use current regulator in the fans also, or in some other purpose we can use. With the help of rheostat you can control, or you can also control by taping resistance the current through the particular wire or the heating material. So control of I is in our hand, and specific resistance of the material, it is a specific property in which we cannot do anything. So for purpose of room heating, we normally use nichrome wire coils as a heater, and then they will be supplied the heat to the heating space required, that is in the rooms. For purpose of geyser we are not using nichrome wire because it will burn, because it is producing red hot, it become red hot after some time. So in which concealed type of heating elements we use, they are in form of tube. Inside that copper rod is there, which is surrounded by thermal insulation material, and after that when we supply to this heating element of the geyser, then heat is produced in that particular wire of copper, and it is dissipated to the surface of the tube in which it is concealed, and then this heat is transferred to the water which is surrounding the element. So in this way the heating of water takes place in the geyser. Every year it is a matter that when a heating element of the geyser become deteriorated, the reason for that is that whatever water you are using for heating, it is from the scale formation is there due to salt present in the water. So this salt is accumulated on the heating element, and after year, 1 year use or 2 year use, depending upon the quality of material used for the geyser element, the scaling formation is there, scale formation is there, and after some time the dissipation of heat to water it is stopped. So total heat it is stay inside the element itself, and element burn, and when element burn then circuit is open. So when you on the heater, nothing will happen. So you have to check the continuity of heater. So you will see that with the help of either test lamp or with the help of your Megger you can take, ohm meter you can take, you find out the resistance. So when resistance is open, so it will show open circuit. So that can be tested by test lamp or any multimeter or other arrangement. So when you find that open circuit in the element, then element has gone. It means that it is burned from some side, or from some place it is been punctured due to overheating, due to formation of scale on the element, due to the contamination in the water. So normally nowadays maximum people are using underground water. Tube wells are there in every home nowadays. So underground water, when it is passed through the geyser across the element, then slowly white layer is start depositing on the element, and this becomes so thick that the transmission of heat from the element to the water, it is obstructed, and when it is obstructed, then heat will be the heating element will be heated beyond the capacity, and as a result of that, heating element melt inside the tube and it become open circuit. So this is the main cause of failure of heaters, the geysers or heater in the electrical system when we use for heating effect of electric current, or we want to get heat from the electricity. So only this particular calculations I have given the number of formulas. On formulae base there may be some numerical problem of small type of numerical problem asking maybe in the examination, in which they may ask what is the work done, if the value of V, I this much, R is this much, J value you have to memorize, that is 4200 joules per kilocalorie. This is a constant. So whenever you put the value J, so you always write this particular value 4200 joules per kilocalorie. And with the help of equations, you can find out whatever thing they ask. They may ask the time, how much time required to 1 liter of water for 40 degrees Celsius. So temperature is given, water mass is given. So you can use temperature, initial temperature you consider atmospheric temperature, or you can put theta 1 equal to 0, theta 2 equal to 40 degree. So up to 40 degree you have to heat up the water of 1 liter. So in place of mass you can write 1 liter, and for specific heat of water as it is given 1 unity. So you can easily calculate how much work done or how much heat is required to heat the water of 1 liter from temperature up to 40 degree, how much time is required. So time factor is also given in the equation. So you just go through all the equations in the writing on paper and interrelate them for calculation of the given quantity in the numerical. So in this way, this particular subject have scope this much only, that what is the heating effect of electric current, heating effect of electricity. You have to study this much only in the topic number 4. So which I have covered. So you just go through all these formulas. Once again I am showing on the sketch on the sheet. You just see all the formulas, and these formulas you note in your notebook in form of your notes, and this will give you complete information regarding solution of any type of numerical problem in the particular subject, in this particular topic. So this is all for today. Thank you very much. You watch the lecture proper seriously and take all the things which I have given in this. Normally student ask that which book we prefer. So there is a complete volume is also available in the market for this particular subject, electrical technology by B.L. Thareja. Normally this is a textbook, and in SI unit volume 1. So this volume 1, in which you will get all the syllabus of 4th semester B. Material portion is of course not given much in B.L. Thareja first volume. For material you have to take separately some other book of material, but in the material there is only one question asked sometime. So whenever I will take that particular topic, I will give you the explanation about different type of materials used in electrical engineering, what is their properties, what is their quality, what is their use. So this much is the portion is there in the material. So for material purpose you don't purchase any book. Your 99% syllabus it is available in B.L. Thareja first unit. It is a textbook of electrical technology by B.L. Thareja. Given cost of this particular book is very large, either 300 or 400 rupees. So many times students do not want to spend so much money for one semester for purchase of that book. So that's why I am giving notes to you in this form, that you do not require book. Either for one semester if you purchase a book of 500 or 400 rupees, then it is very costly affair. So it is one choice of you, because it is a basic book for electrical engineering. We have also studied our engineering from this book. There are foreign writers' books are also available, but the language of those books are slightly complicated compared to our Indian students. So we normally prefer the simplified language of the book for our study. So for that I am giving this particular Thareja book is a very initial book or very fundamental book available in the market. Apart from this, J.V. Gupta and there are so many other writers are there who has written basic engineering book. So you can also study from that book, which is cheaper than this Thareja, because this Thareja volume is this much thick and it contains a number of things in first volume, except from machines. If you go for transformer and machine study in other subject, then you go for volume number 2, which is also equally thick. So availability of literature is there in the books. You can find any books. And student has told me to which particular book we should purchase for this. So for general information to all the students, I am giving that for all the content syllabus of B, 99% syllabus, we can say 95% syllabus is available in B.L. Thareja. Only material part here is left in that. So material part notes I will give in my lecture when I will take materials. So this is finish your topic number 5, I think. So total there are 7 or 8 topics are there. So out of which I have completed 5 topics. remaining topic is chemical effect of current, and the last one is the material. So this is, I think, total 6 topics is there. I have finished the 4 topics, so only 2 topics are remain. It is chemical effect of the current, and last one is the material. I will see the syllabus of any topic other given, then I will also take that one. So this is all for today. Thank you very much.